Welcome back to another episode of Making Noise Off the Record. My name's Rob. I'm your host for today's episode. And I'm joined by Kyle, aka Pay the Man. Kyle, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for joining me. The reason we've got you on today is that we've got some kind of exciting developments going on in the Pay the Man camp. Talk to me about what's happened with you over the last few months.
Well, it's been quite crazy, obviously, what musician can't say it's been quite crazy at the moment with COVID and stuff. But, I've been kind of holding on to something because I think last year, 2020 in January, I decided to go into the studio to basically work on my debut album. I've been talking about it for ages. The idea I had for it was, I think it's 4 years old, I think. And I just thought now's the time. I think I just played a big gig as well in 2019 as well. This is like a massive span of time. And 2019 was a very good year for Pay the Man. I played a couple of shows. I played one of the biggest shows of my career, which was with Funeral for a Friend in Cardiff. Did a small mini tour with Dave McPherson and played shows with Tom Jenkins. And it was just a very good year. And I just thought, right, I've released a single, which was The Busker, the animated music video that I released in 2019. I think it's time to go into the studio.
Great video.
Oh, thanks.
Really enjoyed that.
I'll make sure Emma knows about that. She was the one who illustrated it. She spent so much work on it.
What we'll have to do, we'll have to put a link to that video on the website when we put this podcast out so that people can see. Just a great little video. It's so simple. It's an animation, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and that's pretty much what me and Emma work on is the illustrations. This is something that I want to do a bit differently with an acoustic set, but I can go into that in a little bit. Basically, what the change is now is I have a debut album, and I held on to it since January. But it was all done, it was finished, everything was recorded, and I held on to it for a year because I wasn't going to be gigging it, and I really wanted to gig it relentlessly. But this year, obviously, I thought now was probably the perfect time to release it. I had a bit of cash to basically spend on basically having it done, having it made in terms of like artwork and stuff. And I thought, right, let's just bite the bullet and just release it. So here it is.
Brilliant.
Final make of it on Digipack, which I am thrilled. A lot of people say like, you don't buy physical CDs anymore. I just want something to hold, and a lot of people have really been well receiving this album in terms of like how it looks and how the artwork looks as well. But it comes out April 2nd, and I could not be happier. It's taken 2 years to basically release it, and I'm so excited.
Talk to me about the album itself, then, Kyle. So, how many tracks on the album?
It's an 8-track album. There's a lot of songs that I've played over the years live that people will recognize. That are on there. There's 2 singles that I've already released from it, which is The Busker, which was again, as I said, was out in 2019, and the new single that I released last month, I think, which was Situationship, which a very popular song that when I play it live, very energetic, very melodic, and basically just a fun song for me to play, and a lot of people like it. But
one of my favorites from you, Kyle, actually, if you remember many moons ago, we got you in at Pure West Radio onto Pure West Presents, if you remember, and I'm sure that was one of the songs that you played, and absolutely love it. And I love the word as well. I love the word situationship. You've got to trademark that and see if we can get it in the dictionary.
Unfortunately, it's not. I can't trademark it because it's used a lot. Apparently, I found out that members of Love Island have started using that word, and obviously there's a lot of singles that are called situationship. I just think it's a good term. For me, it's got a special meaning because a friend of mine who was going through a bit of a, I suppose you can say, love dilemma, a relationship dilemma. And she was very young. I used to work with her, and she used to explain to me what it was. And then I had another friend who was interested in her, and it basically turned out into a sitcom comedy situation. I won't go further into it. She is aware about the song, but I thought I'd write about it because I thought it was the funniest thing for me to ever to witness. I couldn't stop laughing about it. So I wrote about relationships in that sense, and that sense of basically being lied to or being promised like companionship, whereas you don't really want to lose that sense of single life, but you still want monogamy. It's crazy, but it seems like it's a very kids these days song, and
very relatable. I'm sure
it's really because obviously people go on Tinder, they go on relationship apps, dating apps, and I don't do that. I mean, I'm in a relationship now for 4 years, but all my relationships, I've never done Tinder. I've never found them through Tinder. I've just basically gone out and socialized and stuff. But I get it, some people can't do it. But this was my complete, like, mind-blowing. I said, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So I called it situationship. I told the girl about it, and she finds it funny. She's really chuffed that I've written a song about her. So
am I right in thinking that is that what the album's called?
No, it's Regulars. It's called Regulars. Right. I should have said that, shouldn't I?
No, that's fine. That's fine. So the album's called Regulars, and I love the artwork for it as well. You were a bit sneaky with that, weren't you? Because you posted up some kind of cryptic pictures over the last couple of months of the photo shoot, and it looks like it's done in a bar. Is that right? Not like I remember what they are.
Right. Well, this is the idea that I had. It's kind of a long story that I'll try to make short. The pub in question, they weren't really cryptic. They were just photos that were taken. And I just thought, oh, it'd be really cool. But this idea that I've had for about 4 years. I've always wanted, this kind of started from one of the singles that I released. It's called Ophelia, and it's on my Spotify. You can still find it. And the artwork is a photo that I took with my iPhone, and I got Emma to draw on it. And we started doing more of that. And there's like a lot of like photos that I've done with me, with the Coin Kid. And I thought, as you can see right here, and it's really cool. I like the idea of me interacting with the cartoons that basically have symbolized this project. So I wanted to do more of that. I wanted to see cartoons in real life situations. And the story that I was working on, because it's a concept album, they all relate to a story. And it's about a lifestyle that I had where I used to go to this pub or other pubs or clubs for that matter, every weekend or after work, basically in my 20s. And one of my friends had stated that there was this one pub that we used to go to all the time. And she had her ex-boyfriends, ex-lovers, her family and friends and ex-friends. And it's like her whole life was put into that pub. Her whole life is like a representation of that pub. Wow. And I said that as a joke, but then it gave me the idea to think, well, it's kind of relatable. If you're a regular, then every part of your life is in one area. So I wanted to write about that and write about my lifestyles and then what I saw in a pub. And I started writing songs about relationships and drama, the busker not being paid enough to basically play, the patriot, who was basically a guy who comes in every single day. He's now in his 70s, but he still drinks the same beer. And obviously there's one guy who comes in every day, drinks an IPA, and he's probably in his 90s. He's lived like long years for some reason. And some reason.
Every pub's got one.
Every pub's got one.
And they've always got a chair, haven't they? Nobody else sits in that chair, usually at the corner of the bar. And that was the beautiful thing about it. I just thought, this is very relatable to me. And I wanted to write something about it. There's also the situations of ex-girlfriends or boyfriends going to the same place that they used to because they were in a relationship, and now they can't because they don't want to see each other. And there's a territorial thing about it. It's all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to write about that, but I wanted to make sure that it was still, what's the word? Cartoony, basically. And I want to put these characters in an anthropomorphic state. So I thought, why not just make them animals in human clothes? And Emma was well on board for that. She was well on board to basically make that what it was. The first thing we needed to do was take pictures. And I got my old friend, Lloyd Williams, who is a wedding photographer, but he's done tons of bands over the years. He's done Funeral for a Friend. He's done Shadows into Light. He's done bands from local areas as well. He's had quite a career with that, but now he makes bank basically doing wedding photography. And I asked, do you want to do it again? Do you want to like do some band stuff? I said, oh, okay, we'll go out and just do it. So I went to this pub called the Chatterton Arms. Again, one of the pubs that I used to go to because I used to work in a restaurant nearby. And we asked the landlord, can we just take some photographs of the area? I said, what do you want to do them for? I said, I'll show him the test pictures that I had. And they were basically just like iPhone pictures with the drawings that Emma had put on. I said, we just really want the setting. We want the setting to put the cartoon characters on and basically make an album out of it. And you'll get a copy when it's all done. It'll take a while. It'll take a long while. But I just wanted to do it here because it's really about this lifestyle that I used to go to. And they were really on board for it. They were really nice. And I showed them the pictures at the end and they were really happy with the results. It looked really, really good. So that was done. And then Emma drew onto that as well. And she drew all the stuff and pictures and stuff. And then we started the single artwork, which
I got to be honest, I like the single artwork more than I do the album. And the album's great. Don't get me wrong, I love the album artwork. But there's something about two cats, like, and the male cat having his fingers crossed, which was pretty nicely done. I didn't expect Emma to be that good with it. I mean, because the original idea was going to be two cats with a switch on their back. And one's off and one's on.
Right.
So there's like two couples of cats. And when it's on, they're all lovey-dovey. And when it's off, they're all fighting. So it's like that's
concept.
pretty much. Yeah, but we couldn't get it done. So she said, how about we just get these two loved up and one of them's being distrustful. So of course it's going to be the male cat, but it's specific to all couples. Like, it's not just like the typical heterosexual couple.
Of course.
But yeah, that's pretty much what that's all about.
Brilliant. So in terms of the album release, what have you got planned for that then? So you've mentioned the physical copies, which I think is an absolutely great call. I'll definitely be in touch with you for one of those myself, because I love something that you can hold. You know, everything's digital nowadays, download, streams. It's great to have something, physical. So firstly, what are the plans with the physical album, and how do we contact you to get hold of them? And where else are we going to be able to listen?
Well, this is the thing. COVID's been very difficult in terms of like giving physical copies out. So I've tried to be very careful with the deliveries now. I've just sent out the pre-orders actually because that was a beautiful thing about it. I wanted to make these CDs happen, but I didn't think I could afford them. So I thought if the pre-orders came in, I could use that money to basically pay a percentage of it. Turns out I sold enough to have the CDs made. I was over the moon, really, really happy with that. So the CDs got made with the money, and I've not made a penny out of it. And I'm still not making a penny out of it because I'm still paying people to get this done. It's all about releasing music just for the sake of releasing music, really. I'm not making a penny out of it.
I find that ironic, given the name.
Exactly. But again, the money is just funding this project. I'm not making a penny out of it. And when it comes to what I'm planning in terms of release, it's been very, very tough. It's been tough with trying to get some kind of promotion, some kind of PR and radio PR. I've just sent it out everywhere and just see if anyone picks it up and thinks, yeah, this is pretty good. This is all right. I've gone through some contacts, but mostly it's just a case of playing some live shows. I'm on Twitch a lot. I've gotten some Twitch stuff done. I do Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, where I just play covers, and they can go on a website and then select a cover, and then if they want to donate like bits, whatever they call them, or like donations, they can. But I just basically go on there every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday and just play some covers. So that's something. But I'm going to be doing something big with that streaming because apparently you can do multi-stream and do YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So I thought I'd do a big album release party on April 2nd at 7 o'clock. I'll be on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and there'll be cover requests as normal. It'll be like one of my usual streams, but there'll also be changeovers to talk about the album, a listening party, and just maybe a couple of surprises along the way. It's just going to be a fun night of just writing music or playing music, playing some covers, and listening to the album because it's out. Let's have a party. This is taking me 2 years to do. So it's pretty much what I'm doing at the moment. If you want the album, it is still available. I've got tons of copies left as well. I mean, even though I'm sending out the pre-orders, you can go on paytheman.bandcamp.com. The pre-order for the physical copy is still available, and I'll make sure I send that out to you because obviously I've got all my postage stuff ready and raring to go. It's all safe and everything, so it's all COVID safe and everything is taken into consideration. What else is there? Also, if you don't fancy buying it on physical, you can also pre-order it on digital as well, and this will be sent to you on release day. If you don't like any of that, it'll also be on the streaming site as well, as always. It'll be on Spotify, it'll be on Amazon, Deezer, Apple Music, and what else have I said? Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, and Apple Music. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Brilliant. Okay. Well. What we'll do, Carl, we'll get the links down in the bottom. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, then we will get them on the website as well. That's making-noise.com. What we'll do, Carl, we'll leave it there because I'm interested in getting you on for another catch up, to see how all of the release went. We'll do like an episode 2 if you like.
That's cool.
We will definitely play one, if not 2 of the tracks on episode 2 of Making Noise live on Pure West Radio on the 19th of April, 9 p.m. So really looking forward to that. And again, we'll look forward to working with you moving forward, and we'll do everything that we can to promote you and the album.
Thank you so much.
We'll leave it there for today, Carl. Where can we find you, though, in terms of your socials, etc.?
Well, I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it a lot. I'm on Facebook. You can check me on facebook.com/paytheman1 because I couldn't get the other Pay the Man. You can find me on Instagram again. I do a couple of posts on there. Just search Pay the Man. YouTube, I put a lot of my vlogs and my gig diaries and stuff on there. That's a lot of fun to do. So you can go and check on YouTube, search Pay the Man, the busker, and you'll see the video that's uploaded onto my account. I haven't got an actual URL yet, but you can get there. And of course, you can check me out on twitch.tv/Kyle Pickabuser. That's KYLEPICKAB. ABUSER. Sorry, my bad. But again, I don't have Pay the Man as the URL, unfortunately.
Like I said, we'll get all of those links off you, Kyle, and we'll put them on the website. We'll put them on this video. So
of course, yeah.
just click straight away rather than trying to remember. Yeah. Kyle, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, mate. Thank you.
Not at all. Like I said, we'll definitely do this again soon. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Make sure you head over to making-noise.com. Facebook and Instagram as well is Making Noise UK. And we'll make sure that we are sharing lots about Kyle and the upcoming album. Until next time, it's goodbye.